The Critical Hit podcast contains foul language, sexual subjects, and other things that are inappropriate for children. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Hello, world, and welcome to a special episode of Critical Hit, Foul Mouth Podcast, where we talk about everything. I'm your host, Red King, and with me always is Crimson and Chrono Warning.
Suffering from heat stroke, but ready for this day.
Drink some water.
I got it right here.
Of course. Tonight,
Thanks to you.
we are going to unbox the Switch 2. We got that bag, so we're gonna get after it.
Yeah. This is on the day, man. We managed to procure these. We talked about our pre-orders, and now we get to see this come to fruition.
Yeah, fruition.
There's an extra R in there, like February and library.
I don't even say that right. So
And
You say library.
I don't know why Wednesday came to my mind. It has no R's.
It does have a weird spelling, though.
It does.
Wednesday.
the extra R, like in red.
You guys ready?
If you extend the R down a little bit, it becomes an N.
We are Critical Hit, and Switch 2 unboxing starts now! Before we begin, this is the third YouTube exclusive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna get back to the regular bag where you get to listen to it on Spotify, but like no one's gonna want to listen to us unboxing stuff, making characters.
Yeah.
Like it's par for the course. You gotta put a little life, a little extra onto the YouTube channel and get it thriving.
To be fair, our YouTube has been nothing short of barren for the better
For a very
part
long
of
time.
Yeah, as long as we've had this podcast.
Yeah.
So you guys get a little treat if you subscribe. You can
Subscribe, ring the bell, hit the
Notification bell.
like button,
Like, subscribe.
comments.
That was the most weirdly lethargic and out of order.
You're also saying it like it's a question.
Like,
It's an imperative.
yeah. Like we were
Like, subscribe, comment, ring the notification bell,
Yes.
or I will find you where you sleep.
So, without further ado, we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
I wore flip-flops today because I'm touching my bare feet to the cool ground.
Feet are disgusting.
Well, I will tell you this, doing wonders. I found out recently that heat escapes to the feet primarily.
Yeah, it escapes through your head too.
So so this is up here, them's down there, and them puppies touching the cool ground. I'm good.
I made a mistake. I almost opened it upside down. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I think I opened mine upside down now that I think about it, because that's not what that looked like when I opened it.
So, as I go through this, I've been reading a couple of things, a couple of articles and PSAs. There have been people who have done the store pickup for their Switches.
Yeah.
For the Switch 2, and at some stores they will staple the receipt to the box. Well, there's only one thin layer of cardboard in between your Switch 2 and getting shot with a fucking staple.
To be fair, at least it's a plastic screen.
There's nothing fair about getting your shit shot.
Yeah.
That's what return policies are for.
I mean, fair, but good luck getting another one.
Yeah,
we ran out of all of them. So the first thing,
The bag opens that way.
yeah. And you want to know what?
This way.
These gloves have not been doing me very good.
You know something interesting? The first thing
I've got no grip.
Hey, listen.
This is so well coordinated.
Yeah. Listen,
It wouldn't be us if it wasn't unhinged.
so I did notice that the box material. Do you notice that?
It's Chinsei.
It's very Chinsei. Is that where they're saving the tariff money on the box?
So straight off the bat, really, really nice.
Yeah.
We've got the Switch 2 emblem. My hands. Why is there so much condensation?
So I'm gonna have to ask you to do something. I need you to remove a glove and I need you to feel the material that the Switch 2 is made out of. Remove one glove, feel that material.
Michael Jackson that.
Because Michael Jackson it, and just you feel that. I feel like they made that shit out of airplane metal, bro. It's light as fuck, but it's got like a weird.
Wait, is this like a metal back or is it? I believe it's plastic.
I believe most of it is plastic, but because of it being so light, but also like having that kind of texture to it, it doesn't make sense that it's as light as it should be. Because you've fucked with the ROG Ally, you fucked with the Steam Deck. We have
the Logitech.
Yeah. We've had them all on the channel.
Gloveless.
You're going gloveless?
No glove.
No glove, no love, bro.
I do on my best fucking wrong.
That back does feel actually more metallic than plastic.
Doesn't it?
It does have a different type of feel.
Yeah,
Are we popping number one in?
So let's get
the Joy-Con on first.
Yeah,
because
and then
I want full picture to full picture. We have off to the side here a little dare to compare. We'll bring that.
We've got the Joy-Cons.
So this is so mind you, viewers. I have gotten mine earlier today. I have fucked around with it. So I've experienced this, but I've also wanted to have first impression stuff to talk about. But the Joy-Con are
we gotta try to get that audio.
Yeah, we gotta try to get that. Okay.
Some ASMR.
It is clicky. It is. You feel the strength of that magnet, homie.
They got some neodymium in that.
I don't know what neodymium is.
Is that
neodymium? Hold on.
Is that rare earth?
Okay.
Little thing.
All right.
It's that magnet that if you run it up against your computer, it's going to kill your computer.
Okay.
And your credit cards.
Really,
or your Switch 2.
It is really quite nice being able to the little
the release handle.
Yeah, the release handle on the back that kind of jettisons the magnet away.
The worry before release was you could just fucking snap it, basically. And what do you think just holding it right now? Like, what do you think? Because I was doing some playing earlier. It doesn't feel wiggly or flimsy at all to me.
So we've got the standard fare, the HDMI cables. You kind of take it for granted.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. Well,
not all the time do you get the proper cords.
This is true.
At the very least, game consoles still include them.
Yeah.
For now.
We're gonna try to get that get to the meat and potatoes of the unboxing. There's a lot of stuff the wrist straps that they give you, the glide pads for the mouse controls.
Yeah.
Which there was engineering like crazy when it comes to
it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
They planned for everything, which is good because it doesn't always happen. We've had shanked console launches.
Yeah.
Where it's just been what were they thinking?
Yeah, why didn't they give us the blank?
Yeah.
Your 30 watt. Is it a 30 watt?
I believe it's 30 watt.
It is.
The other
it's
it might be 2.5.
It's a 30 watt.
It's a 30. That's the other thing I like, right? Is that you look at this and it is a significantly more standard setup with a brick and C to C connector cable,
Yeah.
which I greatly appreciate because the OG.
I'm not going to waste all of our time messing around with friggin' cords.
No, I'm with you there.
Try to get all the good stuff out of the box.
Yeah.
That actually looks way nicer.
That's the
The feel is
that
better.
feels better.
Yep. So ergonomics, that's a big thing. Like feel the back of that as opposed to the classic Switch.
So the Switch One, it's so small, right?
Yep.
Like,
Well, that's the one thing.
Like, I didn't feel
Overall,
it is a nice hand feel with that. It is fantastic.
Yep. I did a little bit of TV time with it. I played
Speaking of
both
TV
the
time, we got
Yeah.
the dock.
which dock has actually got hardware in it this time.
Yep, there's cooling element. There's
almost lost your microphone.
I'm gonna take the box out of the way so we got a little bit more room for just
So I want to get that because that's the other nice thing. So you notice is on the inside,
fuck you, Amazon Basics.
which I'm absolutely sure they've likely covered this in pre-release stuff, but I'm just going to talk about it since this is our first time actually witnessing this thing. Notice the inside. Notice the material. Remember how?
yeah, it's a lot slicker.
Yeah, they had the problem with the screens getting scratched up with the Switch 1
Yeah.
with the OG dock. They actually fixed that problem. Yep, that comes off nice and easy, which I like.
I was expecting a hinge. Yeah, no. Ethernet port.
Yeah, Ethernet port.
Where was that on the Switch One, Nintendo?
They wanted to get into multiplayer, but they didn't really want to get into multiplayer.
So for comparison's sake, let's bring
do
in.
it. Let's do it. Let's do the OG first of all. Take a good look at that little sucker. It's served us all well in various forms.
Because see, that's the thing, right? The reason the Switch One feels wiggly is because those rails are, let's be frank, shit.
Yep. So
It's a little bit more
you'll notice
friendly. Babowski.
the footprint does not change much, but the actual real estate of everything that's going on changes a whole lot.
It's a massive change from Switch 1 to Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think the semantics of like setting it up and going through that process is like whatever. It's gonna be, you're gonna get it, you're gonna get access to it. You're either gonna watch videos, but like let's talk a little bit about the Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
Because fucking another PSA, right? Don't peel that thing. Don't peel the screen.
Yes.
It seems like you can peel it, but supposedly the deal is
It's a pre-built-in screen protector.
yeah, and
It's like the Motorola Razr.
yeah,
and
trying
the
to
edge.
offer a little,
Lovely.
and also to offer a little bit of shatter protection because like if it falls and breaks, it's not going to blow into a billion pieces.
And
Which I
also
like.
protect it from a staple.
So,
Possibly.
maybe. So I do want to point that out that because I very much raw dogged this Switch 2 experience. I don't have accessories. I don't have a case. I have nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's straight up. So I appreciate having a little bit of protection built in, because obviously we've heard of Gorilla Glass, yada, 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 all that. Yeah, that's all well and good. Drop your phone once and see how far that fucking glass takes you.
Depends on what you drop it on and where it lands.
I sat on mine one time, broke it. So what does that say about me?
Yeah.
Kinda heavy.
I'm heavy.
I'm heavy. Especially, I just had nachos before I came over here, homemade. Whoa, damn. Anyways, so let's get into it because this is I
Have some technical specs.
okay. We'll get some technical specs out of the way, and then I have a very important, in my opinion, first impression that I want to go into, and I have I think already a hot take. This is gonna be
Okay.
This is gonna be
I have
Wow,
a couple
okay,
things I
wow,
want to
wow,
talk
wow.
about as well.
So we've got for the CPU architecture, it's an 8-core ARM Cortex A78C. It's the same ARM Cortex family. It's the upgraded model, and it's 8 cores instead of 4. We've got for the CPU clock, it is 998 megahertz docked, and I misread that. it is 1100 megahertz docked and 998 undocked.
Okay.
And then it's a 1.7 gigahertz processor. It's about the same as the Switch. You know, the GPUs do the lifting, the RAM does the lifting.
Yeah.
The CUDA core count is 1,536 opposed to the 256 of the Switch.
It just feels so much more premium. It really does.
It is a customized NVIDIA graphics processor.
Which, just to expand on that a little bit more, because I've been really bird dogging all the information behind the GPU. The GPU with NVIDIA's custom made DLSS for specifically the Switch 2 has been already proven to outperform a PlayStation 4. So that's the one thing, is that it is not, a lot of people want to say it's PlayStation 4 level, which even if it was PlayStation 4 level, I don't think anybody's complaining about that in a handheld. But I think it kind of is a little bit more comparable to a Series S. I would say maybe even a little above that, because DLSS is a little bit of magic. They've been doing comparisons of things like Cyberpunk and things like Street Fighter and all that, and it's quite a massive difference. You know what I mean? So let's face it, Cyberpunk couldn't work. It didn't work on the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean?
Sony, it's one of the few games Sony has ever actually had removed from the store.
Yeah.
Until it was in a state that they felt was acceptable.
So it's due to performance.
Yep. The performance was...
Cyberpunk at launch was a piece of shit.
I mean, this is fair. But that was everybody's problem.
Yeah.
Until they started to get it right. But for the PlayStation 4, it wasn't.
It couldn't run.
It literally could not run. The Xbox One could run it because that's what I played it on. But the PS4 literally was not powerful enough to run it.
Wow.
They had to do some serious post-release optimization.
Yep. And even then, it didn't.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
So,
So real quick, I do want to say there is a slight bit of wiggle on the Joy-Con 2s. It's not as pronounced as the Joy-Con ones. Like, it doesn't feel like a wobble, and you don't feel like you're just going to snap it.
Yeah.
But there is a bit of a wiggle to it.
Yeah. I'm sure if you ported, like, made the poor decision of porting League of Legends to the Switch 2, you might have a couple people who might just, but
I don't know if Dota 2 or League could ever make it off of PC.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess League is on Xbox, but...
It's got the mouse controls.
But you need a keyboard so badly. Just the amount of keys that you have to hit in competitive League.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it.
I've watched tournaments, and it's insane.
You can't be as mean in actual tournaments.
Well, they're at least about sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Except for when a guy crashes out and breaks his keyboard.
Which we've seen. We've seen even in competitive.
Pop-offs, a brief aside, pop-offs are the finest spectacle in all of competitive gaming. When people just... And it's
lose their shit.
It's so weird because one guy... You know, the winner, he sits there and he just kind of like stares at the camera and tries to ignore this guy who's like kissably close, spiking his controller.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're going to stand up, homie, I'm going to stand up. There's no way you're going to be swinging around acting silly and not have me just be like, hey, you know, we can both do that.
Yeah.
We could both crash.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'll meet you in the middle.
For the winner, it's not a crash out; it's a crash in.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to actually play it. You know, I got two of them.
He keeps bragging every time he gets a chance.
One is upstairs. and I got to mess with the menus a little bit. I got to download some games and just kind of be like ready, I suppose. And it's really strange when you play or when you move through the menus.
It's the Switch, dog.
It's exactly the same as the Switch, and I've got this thought on that, right? Because
it is so,
and it's weird because it's instant switch.
Yeah.
When you hit something, it very quickly loads.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
The eShop is so much better.
No.
So much better.
Yeah, you are on. Like you hit the eShop and you're on. And it got me thinking, I don't think we're gonna see a Switch 2 Lite. I think they're just gonna market the Switch as the Lite.
I feel as though you're kind of onto something because we talked about it a little bit in our portable gaming console episode.
Yeah.
That I think the day and age of the Lite is gone. You know what I mean? And I think there's a double pronged plan here going on, and I think it's part of Nintendo's scheme to outsell Sony and the PlayStation 2. That I think that very much so they're gonna say, "Hey, you want a Switch Lite? Switch 2 Lite? You get a Switch 1
because Game Share has been patched in to the Switch, to the original Switch. The virtual game cards has been patched in to the original Switch. They retooled the eShop into the red, the new red color scheme.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I've never seen the backwards compatibility handled in such a, it's like a very connected way.
I do wonder though, does that mean that maybe we're going to get a Switch 1 with slightly upgraded specs?
Like finally get that Switch Pro everyone was waiting for.
Not to the same degree as this, right? But, because the Switch 1 is using 8-year-old hardware, technically older than that.
Yeah, basically just to be able to push it up to run games at least maybe a 30 frames per second, 720 type of configuration. Because as the newer games come out, because people are going to want to play Donkey Kong on the Switch 1.
Donkey Kong.
And you, Donkey Kong, you're going to be locked out.
Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends.
I kind of think that they should stay in that lane. Donkey Kong should certainly be the Switch 2 bag. Which Metroid Prime 4 should definitely be that Switch 2. You can play Metroid Prime 4.
On the Switch 1,
They're going to release it for
They're
the
releasing
Switch.
Pokemon Legends ZA on it.
There's going to be a few of them that'll still continue to come out. We could run the Switch as the child-friendly version. Because let's be honest, you're not going to buy the $500 console and put it in your kid's hand for them to
Crash
fuck it off.
Yeah, it'd be the first one. But let me show you how flimsy these things actually are.
You thought this was strong? I break its back over my knee, like a so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Batman's having flashbacks.
Yeah. My vertebrae.
So I did want to touch on that a little bit because it is so incredibly seamless. Like the setup process, and we've talked about again with our handheld gaming console episode, we talked about how annoying and time consuming it is to set up one of these handheld PCs. Yeah. It takes fucking forever, right? I was up and running 30 minutes time.
Oh, that's nice.
Literally just set it up. And the longest it took was me getting my Switch 1 charged enough to transfer over all my data. Because I let that sucker die, and that's a horrible idea.
Well, as long as you charge it once every 6 months.
Yeah. Which luckily, because we had that drunken gaming night not too long ago.
Where our brother-in-law almost broke your Switch.
Yes.
Like 6 times. It's like, stop dropping it. Stop dropping it.
Talk about fucking amazing. That is a launch Switch 1, and it still runs to this day. I'm pretty proud of that.
So the only thing that's not launched on my Switch on my original Switch is obviously the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, and I
because-
think everyone. Yeah, if you somehow managed to have a Switch 1 from launch to now without replacing a Joy-Con, you didn't play it. The Joy-Con drift was such a problem. There's no fucking way you had a Switch your whole
I
life.
forgot about the kickstand.
Oh yeah. Let's
It
get
is
that
much nicer than the Switch One,
Mm-hmm.
but
Ooh, it's got a little snappiness to it.
So it's got snappiness as you close it. It will snap close.
Oh, I like
It
that.
just has a. It's just basically friction that keeps it.
Yeah, I like that.
so where is the SD card on this guy?
Solid question.
I think it's top. I think.
No, right there,
oh.
same spot.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Which
'Cause
I
on the Switch One, it's under the kickstand.
gotta get myself a.
So how let's just
look
take
at
a minute and remember the OG Switch kickstand.
the accidental extra sliver of plastic that they call the kickstand. Looks like a fucking. That's like a skin tag.
Let me get my Dr. Scholl's
Like
wart remover.
it stands, I guess. Which
It's not balanced though, because you see this side is higher than this side. Like the Switch is kind of shaking, like it's had too much caffeine.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
If he
No
hit
doubt.
that fucking Chihuahua whipper.
Chihuahua whip. It's like
I'm a much bigger dog than I think I am.
so
It shakes and pisses everywhere.
yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, my fucking dog. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I do want to say because I want to get into a little bit of first impression stuff because obviously
yes, you've had a chance.
Yes, I've had the chance to play the dang thing and I've run quite a few tests. So because I knew that ARMS was getting a free update. Visual update, frame rate update, high frame rates, even up to 3 and plus players, which is really cool. Because you remember ARMS originally,
It got a little.
yeah, it got a little funky.
One, yeah.
I played the Switch 2 Fortnite. I played Mario Kart World, and I played Pokemon Violet
Yeah.
updated version. So I have quite a bit to get into here. First of all,
So how was Mario Kart World? Because that has been the big question.
That's
does
been
that
the-
game feel like it's worth $80?
this is my thing. This is so I talked about it. I think I have what might be a hot take. I'm not sure of everyone's taste on Mario Kart World yet. I am not sold on Mario Kart World just yet. I'm not. So
That's the sentiment I've been hearing a lot.
So there's a couple of problems that I have. One of the major ones being track design. It's boring. Track design
Ooh.
is boring. So, and the thing is, the track design is boring except for if you're thinking about it in a Grand Prix setting.
Mhm.
The fourth track is really good. It's very, very good. They had one that was because I played Mario Circuit, and the fourth track was based off of OG Donkey Kong.
Mhm.
So throwing barrels and everything like that. So that was really fucking cool. The rest of it, I couldn't tell you which track was which. It just blended into me. It was like it all felt very samey. And granted, I only played one circuit, so I'm not fucking. Don't take this as gospel, and I'll be playing it more, and we'll also be playing it. Announcement! We'll be playing it on the cast, so be on the lookout for that. So that being said, it is, and it feels like a lot of bloat. You know what I mean?
They did the
So-
open world bloat.
Yeah.
This is wild.
So I would say as of right now, and the funny thing is I still have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on my OG. I transferred that over and I played a little bit of that just for comparison, and I'm like, I actually like.
It's pumped.
Yeah.
I was playing it this week and it was.
I feel as though you're asking a lot to beat Mario Kart 8 because it's almost like, how are you going to do another Smash Bros after Ultimate? You know what I mean?
Ooh, I'm looking forward to playing Ultimate.
I played a little bit of it.
So, like, what I've noticed, because I booted up the bane of my existence, aka Palia, and it did load significantly faster. it doesn't have a designated Switch 2 version,
Mm-hmm.
but these old games do benefit slightly
From hardware upgrades.
just from having the extra ceiling of
Mm.
hardware.
Because if anything else, if it was programmed in for the target to be locked at, 30 frames per second, 720 or sub 720 upscaled, if that's what it was locked into, you're just hitting that all the time now, which is it's a very good feeling, because I noticed that the biggest problem is not necessarily whether a game is, I love 60 plus frames per second. It is incredibly smooth.
Yes.
I can play 30 just fine as long as it stays 30.
Yeah, it's got to stay all the way, all day.
Yep. So I've noticed, and I think that that's what you're going to kind of get, because we've experienced it, because we've been playing video games long enough to know you got a PlayStation 2, you put a PlayStation 1 game in there, it loaded faster, it was less hiccupy. It was just like, we didn't know at the time, because we had our little baby brains. We didn't know at the time what that fucking was. But it was just like, you get that little hardware boost, and then you're consistently hitting numbers. And I think that,
Back in the 360p, 480p.
oh my gosh, good gosh. So I also want to touch base on, I was going to play a little bit of upgraded Breath of the Wild. I lost my physical cart. Don't know where it is. I'm going to have to try to find it, because I'm not trying to spend $70 again to play that.
Well, Breath of the Wild should be 60.
Well, it's 70 with the upgrade.
Well, just find it in the wild on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm already trying to get that bag.
Yeah, because
I got Tears of the Kingdom.
It's a really good way to do it, though, if you think about it, because you can get some old games pretty cheap.
People are sleeping on it because they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to get the Switch 2." And you realize that the ecosystem, and that's something I wanted. That's another thing I wanted to talk about, is like the ecosystem is fully integrated.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a console launch, because there's still so many games.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you get, because when I got my, I guess not so much with the P5, because there's a lot of the stuff that you could just download, and it was, obviously it was a pain-free upgrade.
Yeah,
but in generations past, when you got the new one, it's like, and especially because the hardware jumped so much, it was crazy to think about, like when it was all new and fresh, like, why would I play the PlayStation 2 when I have the PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
Or why would I play anything on the P3 when the P4 came out? And like,
that has already been becoming less and less of a thing.
Yes.
For the Switch to the Switch 2, it feels almost non-existent. And it's a weird way of feeling non-existent, because you're not just, I'm going back and playing the game. For a lot of them, you're getting upgrades to them that it now looks better, runs better. So are you
finally going to play Final Fantasy 12?
I'm now switching back to, because I already own Zodiac Age on the Switch 1. So I'm going back to playing it on the Switch. I started it on the ROG, and I don't like the inconsistencies there. So this is where shit starts getting very interesting.
Right.
Right. So this one was, I'm going to wrap up a couple of things about the games that I played. Violet is like playing a brand new game. Violet is like playing a brand new game. It's insane to me.
I'm excited.
I still don't much like the direction as far as visuals and everything like that Violet and Scarlet went in, because it just feels, it's not as whimsical as Pokemon normally feels. If you know
Still
what
better
I mean.
than Brilliant Diamond and Shining
Still
Pearl.
significantly better than. And the thing is, it's crazy. You see details that you did not know existed when you played it on the Switch 1. I looked at some of the clothes on the characters. I deadass had to take a minute and like, that's what that looked like. That's what they were going for. Because it is completely different.
Did you get all the way through that?
All the way through. I'm playing a post end game save. And I'm gonna.
Are you gonna get the DLC?
I'm getting the DLC and I'm playing more.
And Pokemon Rumble's coming out.
Yeah,
because like if you go onto the Switch 2 eShop, they have the advertisement running for Pokemon Rumble. So it's like, even putting a little bit of even going through. I might go through the Diamond Pearl remake just for the fact of having more shit to port into Pokemon Home.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
The hardware
kind of made a difference. It kind of made a difference because like you get the HDR, which like, come on, man. It's crazy. I want to play the games in portable. It used to be a thing where I preferred.
The screen's nice.
It's very nice. So Violet was an amazing experience. I played ARMS, which ARMS is not it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like ARMS because it was it's a fucking decent game, fun little party game, but like
it's a tech demo game.
It feels very much like a tech demo game. And the thing is though, it does when you start to see these higher resolution textures and you start to see how smooth the game can run and everything, you just appreciate it. It breathes that extra little bit of life into it where maybe now I'll go back and play that game a couple more times. You know what I mean? And so then I also played Fortnite because I didn't realize.
So it got mouse controls?
It does have mouse controls.
Oh, boy.
So I didn't play it with mouse controls because I played it in handheld mode because this was my biggest thing, right? There was no more disappointing feeling than playing Fortnite on the Switch after playing Fortnite on a actual legitimate console. It was horrible. It was, and the thing is, I didn't know it. Because I wasn't really that into Fortnite at the time. I played it like a handful of times. I played it a couple times on a console, and then I came over here and I was playing it with you and our sister. And I got on there on the Switch, and my lord, I couldn't do anything in that game. Right? Completely different experience.
Yeah.
Completely different experience.
That's pretty interesting.
Crystal clear. Draw distance. Now the thing is, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because this is important in Fortnite, right? Draw distance is incredibly important.
Any shooter, really.
Any shooter. And there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, oh, DLSS, it's upscale, blah blah. I don't care. Whatever they're doing on the Switch 2,
it's the drink.
It's the drink. It's fucking. I'm telling you right now, bro. It's so crazy how good this game runs and looks in handheld mode. And I got a Victory Royale first game I played. I fucking lost my shit. It is the only way to play Fortnite portably. The only way. I own the ROG Ally X. It is probably second most powerful portable gaming PC on the market right now as of recent releases. It can't run Fortnite without being on low everything. The draw distance is too big. You know what I mean? Slowdowns are crazy. No consistent frame rate. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we're looking for, right? Consistency.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing because it's when those frame rates drop that you start missing shots. If it's 30 all the time, you can adjust. But when it drops, you can't get it. Smooth 60.
Nice.
Smooth 60. So I'm like, this is incredible. Like it's incredible to go back and play these games, especially because I've kind of taken a step back and looked at, I wasn't able to play them because my Switch wasn't charged, but I've taken a look at games running on the Switch, just watching videos of it. And I kind of forgot that like, it was mind-blowing at the time. Do not get me wrong. Mind-blowing at the time.
8 years ago, that was hot shit.
Yeah.
The Switch was the tits.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
I don't know how they managed to be impressive again with the same concept. Because the thing is that I figured I kind of had mixed feelings about getting this in the first place. Because I figured...
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I kind of figured I would have gotten it. And since I had played the Steam Deck, and since I had played the ROG Ally, I would have turned this thing on and I would have been like, it's all right. I'm like, no, this is like
optimized.
It's the way to play portable games right now. Sure, give it 5 years. Will it be the same thing? Probably not. But right now, there's no better way to play portable games.
So, obviously the Glaze session has been strong with this one. Negatives.
So, first things first, I'm going to hit Nintendo didn't give anybody a review console.
That's actually insane.
The launch lineup is also pathetically weak. It is woefully under.
It's like the true Switch 2 titles, there's about 10 of them.
Yeah, yep. Because that is the one thing, because we did talk about the ecosystem.
It's like, play the shit you already have. Fine.
Now I will.
So here's my problem with that though, right? Let me transfer my stuff to a Switch 2 and then trade in my Switch 1 for a credit.
Something like that.
If I have to rely on my already existing stuff, you didn't do a good enough job launching a console.
For sure.
So what in the Switch 2 lineup do you think is worth? Because here's the thing. I haven't bought one yet.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. No Fire Emblem.
Yep.
Which is going to be my favorite Nintendo franchise.
It will eventually, of course.
Yeah, I'm looking to pick one up in October when Pokemon Legends ZA comes out.
Yeah,
because I want to play on that.
Weirdly interested in it now. I know it's kind of crazy. I've been naysaying. Weirdly interested in it.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'll eat crow. I'm fine. Whatever. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
Fair.
It was a whole different experience. I felt like playing like on a DS again. It was crazy.
No, so I was talking to.
My heart hurts.
I was talking to a friend about this, and he's waiting as well. He wants to see if it's like anything big or anything that's really worth it. And a lot of what we've been seeing is that Mario Kart World is not worth $80.
It's not a console mover.
As the console bundle, it's probably fine.
Yeah, it's the only way to get it. I'm not gonna lie. My current impression. This is early impression. My current impression is that if you didn't get the bundle, skip it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe because that's the thing, right? He said bloat. Open world games have to have very specific requirements, right?
And
this
is my biggest fucking
there's
worry.
a thing, right? So Witcher 3 is a very densely packed game, but you find interesting shit everywhere you go.
Yes.
Right? Like, except for all the dive spots in Skellige that all of us that did those, this guy included, are fucking insane for. Shooting drowners underwater is not worth it. Don't do all the dive spots in Skellige. I promise you it's not worth it. Go farm cows and then kill the fiend.
Yo, you're getting the full rundown. Yay!
He pointed it all.
Oh, I did. Speaking of that, just a quick aside, I did see that little fucking Witcher 4.
Witcher 4
demo.
looks great.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So,
Gushing.
there was a lot of, Sony did a state of play yesterday.
Yeah,
Didn't watch it.
I did.
Did you?
So,
How was it? Was it bad?
No, actually, it was pretty good. Sony did come out swinging. However, there wasn't really a lot about Ghost of Yotei.
Oh,
It looks like you get a dog. However, they announced Neo 3.
okay.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
Arc Systems is designing a Marvel 4v4 tag team fighting game.
Marvel's cooking! Let's go!
It looks like they gave Iron Man, he looks like a mech. Like he has like almost samurai armor in it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to catch up on that.
This.
I'm gonna get. I'll
The
do it.
announcement that I was most excited for, Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles, which I also saw separate of the Sony showcase, is coming to Switch too. So,
hey, let's go! Let's go!
which Final Fantasy Tactics is generally considered one of the best stories in video games.
That is amazing. So they were cooking.
It's the War of the Lions remake with full voice acting, full cinematics, and everything. Or you can play
I love War of the Lions.
or you can play the original 1997 version. It's coming with both. War of the Lions is fantastic. Have you played Tactics Ogre? Any of them? You should.
Because they got
It's the same studio. Yes. Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together had an HD remake come out on the Switch, so you can get it on a Switch too.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go after that Advance Wars remake because
Yeah.
I've been sleeping on that. Because the truth is,
I fell off on my Switch 1.
yeah.
So this is the one thing
for people like us who slept on it.
This is kind of because I haven't played Mario Wonder. I started Brothership. I didn't get far into it.
Don't.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't.
All right.
Oh.
I'm gonna go get Mario RPG then.
Mario RPG, yes, still a great game.
Okay.
Brothership. You done fucked it up. It's so
Not the first time I've heard this sentiment.
It's so bad.
Good God.
So when I was first playing it, right, because I started it around the same time I was playing Veilguard. I now think Veilguard is the better game. And my rating for Veilguard has gone down since I beat it.
Dude, that's a lot.
Like, so here's the thing.
That's a lot.
For starters, there's no autoplay on text in this game, but there's never more than a dozen words in a speech bubble. So if a character is using a 60-word sentence, or even 5 sentences that contain 60 words, you're looking at least 5 A button presses.
Oh my gosh.
And it gets worse. Tutorials in this game. You'll find a note that tells you how to do it. Your character's sidekick will pop out and tell you how to do it.
I remember that.
And you get a full screen pop-up tutorial. I don't need 3 methods.
I got that
So
too.
it's those. Oddly enough,
Also, the game is too fucking long.
that's an odd thing to say, but I understand
From
that.
me saying that, yes.
Yeah, that's actually. But the only thing is, you enjoy the long RPGs that have a very like rich amount of content and like meaningful content.
Yes, there's nothing. So here's my problem. I don't care about the characters. I don't care about the story. It was interesting in the beginning. Like, it was kind of a cool concept of like a continent breaking apart, and you need like to find the people that can restore the Great Tree. All decent stuff. And like, I mean, there's some funny parts to it and stuff like that. But like, I don't care about the collectibles. I don't care about the characters. The combat's not that fun.
And to have like the Mario and Luigi RPG pedigree behind it, and to not even just to be all right is not really.
That is messed up.
It's a very mid game at best.
Yeah.
Like I still will probably just go beat it at some point just to put the check mark on it.
I'll just know not to put a bunch of time into 100%
So
anything.
here's my thing, right? Mario RPG, I'm 50 hours in, I think, because I wanted 100% it. And it still feels too long. A Mario RPG should take like 30 hours to 100%.
Let's be honest.
And I still have probably a good 20 hours.
My word.
Yeah, you don't got that much to say in Mario. You know what I mean?
You do when you have to hit the A button 25 times.
That's where they got the runtime from.
It's so just like, and it's a shame because like, if it was a 30-hour game, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, wrapped up, probably would have been a solid 7. I would personally rate it a 4 right now.
Wow.
I was getting 4 vibes when I was playing it to begin with, but I was like, maybe I didn't give it enough time. But.
So I think, ultimately there's a couple of big problems. Spoilers, because fuck it. So your big trio of villains and then their overlord, you only fight one of them once alone. You don't fight them multiple times throughout the story. The fact that Mario and Luigi just stand there while shit happens around them, nothing pisses me off more than when a protagonist does nothing in a cutscene.
Especially the most active motherfucker in gaming history.
You're not fucking powerless, but one of your allies gets kidnapped. You have to go fucking deal with that shit. Like,
it's just like, wah!
Right. They just stand there, run around, and hands up. Like, you can jump 85 miles in the air. What the fuck are you doing? It's your signature move.
Yeah,
you were called Jump Man.
So jump, man. That's wild. That is wild stuff.
So, yeah, brother, if you're going to pick up one of the Mario RPGs that came out last year, get the remake of Super Mario RPG from the SNES.
That seems to be kind of like the way that it's going. Is a lot of the nostalgia, like remakes and things like that, are kind of turning out to be the better option because you go a new direction and then you just don't do it well. And
right.
It's like now I'm just wishing that I had those old games back.
Right. Well, like I said, if I'm in the, I think, 5th of 6 Cs. Now the last one's probably going to be a very small area, but it's the final dungeon.
Right.
But it's just, I don't care. I'm just sitting there hitting the A button like I'd rather be doing anything else right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
So to obviously looking towards the future, what do you think we're seeing?
I think so. I think this console is something. It's gonna be interesting. I don't recommend to get it now for most people. I think especially if you were heavy into the Switch 1, I don't think there's much for you right now.
Kind of wrung it dry.
Wrung it dry, yes. For people like me and for people like you and potentially even you, Chrono. I don't know how much you have played your Switch recently.
He's just into the game. I think you could probably get it now and still and kick ass with it.
Yeah. I think that, since we kind of fell off at the later half of because I haven't played Dread, I haven't played Mario Wonder. There's so many games that I haven't played on the Switch 1 that would be phenomenal to play on the Switch 2.
Yep.
So if you haven't played much of it, get yourself a Switch 2, enjoy Mario Kart World for what it is, and then everything else is going to get somewhat of a boost. Whether it's something that you pay $10 for, whether it's something that's free, or it just kind of happens with the hardware being better.
Yeah.
It's well worth it. This is a future console.
Yep.
For sure.
So I will say it was interesting because Microsoft was talking about releasing their new console next year. That had been the rumor circling around. I read an article the other day that was they announced delays because they want to bring it up to snuff. So I think Microsoft is looking to get something either more powerful or in a similar vein to the Switch 2.
Interesting.
I think the problem now is because NVIDIA is the tech wizards right now behind what the Switch 2 is capable of. And AMD can't do that. They have their frame generation has never been as good. Their upscaling has never been as good. Very noticeable, like screen tearing, jaggies type of thing. You know what I mean? So I think if anything, there is not an alternative hardware to what Nintendo has right now.
Right.
They're probably giving it another year to see if it does happen. Because I think AMD just recently released their new line of cards and also their handheld architecture GPUs. And I think they're trying to see if it's going to be really decent or a worthwhile upgrade before they start putting out, mass consoles with this thing built into it. So I think that's a smart move. I also think that, there's no hate in saying that this is the standard now.
Yep.
This is the standard.
Well, there's also the fact of just the delay is smart because it puts you further away from this.
Yeah, yep. Because right now, there's no way if Microsoft released a handheld console, there's no way somebody's buying that over a Switch 2.
Yeah.
If they're going to spend the money, it's going to be a Switch 2. You know what I mean?
And I think as far as games, tentatively excited to see what Zelda's gonna what that series is gonna produce.
What is it?
You hope it's not another Breath of the Wild.
Age of Calamity, the new Warriors style game that's coming out, should be really, really good.
Yep.
I'm trying to consider what is the mainline series gonna look like.
It needs to go back to more traditional Zelda.
Absolutely does.
I don't think it needs to be open world. But the thing is, if you go by, there's been some strong rumors lately that Ocarina of Time is going to be the thing, and I think
fair play.
And
as long as they put Majora's Mask in it too.
I think you know what I think since they've already
the Oblivion,
as I think since they already remade it once, I don't think that's too much to ask.
Right. I think being able to play the regular games we're gonna probably see Rivals come. We're probably gonna see.
Boy, you thought we were playing that on Tuesdays before? I don't even got launched Steam. Come on now,
right? You want to know what I hope to see, and it's something that I've been a little bit obsessed with on the small amount of time that I get to play. Splitgate 2.
Oh my gosh.
That game plays like old Halo. And I gotta tell you, it'd be amazing to just be able to take that everywhere with me. I think that as far as superfluous hardware goes, I can't imagine I'll ever get that stupid camera for it. As far as future moves with my Switch 2.
Pro controller's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I can see myself getting some serious gaming in on this. I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
Nope.
And I think I'm super interested to see what Pokemon and Fire Emblem mostly do. Those are probably the series I most care about from Nintendo.
I would have to agree. And now that I've kind of seen what
could we have an F-Zero come back? I think people would like it.
I got that GameCube emulator on there. I got that up and running. Their GameCube classics. And
I will say I think that'd be a smart choice. Star Fox should also come back.
Yeah. So
But Star Fox has had a more recent game because it had one on the Wii U.
right.
F-Zero hasn't had anything since what? GameCube?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been 20
Depressing.
years, Nintendo.
And with
You gave us a shitty mid Mario Kart open world. Give us F-Zero. At least open world there. You're from one end of the map to the other real quick.
Gosh, yeah, that's the other
that
thing.
would be a little bit sick. I think, you know, we saw them shift from Mario because it was a pretty Mario heavy lineup for the Switch. It was a pretty Zelda heavy lineup for the Switch.
Yeah, it's time to let the other series shine.
And you know,
Well,
with
Metroid's already leading it.
Metroid and Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's the big one.
So that's going to be a situation where hopefully we'll start to see other series kind of.
That's probably the first game that I'm actually interested in.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Bonanza, because it looks so fun.
It does look really amazing.
Kid Icarus could be cool.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus could be fucking
I
amazing.
think that could actually use to be a God of War like you know, I think
that
if
would be interesting.
Kid Icarus played like the old school God of War games, like God
I'd
of War
play the
3.
shit out of it.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I'd play the shit out of that.
You know, be able to see games like Dr. Mario get a really nice HD version.
Yeah.
More of these 99
Oh my
games,
gosh,
I think,
yeah,
would
yeah.
be kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, give us a good timeline as well. Because I think that's kind of the important thing right now is talking about how kind of like not great the launch lineup was. You can't have stale and empty months, right?
Well, I think Bonanza comes out next month.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
it?
Bonanza comes
They
out.
have
So,
stuff lined up.
As long as they do it like they did it with the Switch 1, we'll be fine. It's not long before you have another game on the way. You know what I mean?
think they got to play it. I got to say they should play the year game, not the month game.
You think they should play a year?
Because if the hardware's solid, the third party can fill in the month game pretty well.
Fair.
Right,
the
but-
battle comes from think about the releases. Oh shit. Knocking over
You
microphones.
guys hate his mic.
Yeah, dude. It's just gonna be great. I mean, you want to talk about impromptu and just trying to get it? That was this episode.
Yeah.
But I digress. I think, right, like you count Odyssey.
Mhm.
What was the next one?
What was the next one, actually?
Was it Breath of the Wild?
And Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game.
Yeah. That's
What
fair.
came after that?
Yeah.
There were some Fire Emblem releases.
Yeah, Fire Emblem.
Three Houses,
Yeah.
which
You got a lot of the Wii U ports.
Yeah,
That
and
I
happened a
feel
lot,
like
too.
you should boot up Three Houses and engage and see what
I'm
they're
gonna.
like.
Well,
Yep,
they're
yep, yep,
downloaded,
yep, yep,
so
yep.
that's gonna be my next move.
but yeah, I mean,
Might actually finally finish my Blue Lions playthrough.
like it's
I might actually finally finish any of them.
it's fresh hardware. It seems functionable. Like
Yep.
I think that was what I was worried about to begin with. Was like I was worried that it was kind of gonna be like mid, but it seems like the hardware's solid and right. Only time will tell. Fucking stay away from the new Super Mario Brothers fucking platform.
Yeah.
Wonder,
Yeah.
fine.
yeah.
Fuck you though.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't want to see 3D Land or new Super Mario
yep,
Brothers.
Yep. Those are dead.
Probably ever again.
Yeah, bury him. Bury him. I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
Yeah.
Wonder was so well received. If they went back to new Super Mario Bros.
New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe 2.
I would shit. I would
Play
just.
Samus now.
I would just shit.
I'm gonna spike your console.
Yeah, this is I think to summarize, this is a future console, man. This is
I
you know,
agree.
if you haven't bought it yet, wait. I would say wait. Give it a couple of months. Because one, stock is gonna come back. Two, you're gonna have Donkey Kong by then. You know what I mean?
Like I said, October is really when I'm looking to get mine.
Yeah,
'Cause
yep.
that's October, I think 16th is Legend ZA.
And I guess I'm playing Legend ZA. That's a little fucking wild.
Yep.
Did you really get into Arceus?
I did not play Arceus at all.
You would like it.
It's worth a shot.
You should also get Sword and Shield because I want to see how they do on the Switch.
I am gonna kind of look into some Pokemon backlog. I think it needs to happen now. Whatever.
Well, so my thing is that like for some weird reason I've been consuming a lot of PokeTuber content lately.
I have been too, actually.
And I don't even know why, but the guy I'm watching M&J TV shout out
Ooh, nice, nice.
He's funny. It's enjoyable content. He does funny stuff, but it's very weirdly specifically that, and because my one friend's kid has been watching the series as well, so we go over there every couple of weeks, and I'm watching it, and I think what it is for Pokemon Sword and Shield, it feels the most like you're actually a Pokemon trainer in those games because like, so they were watching the Indigo League competition, right? Where it's the tournament.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sword and Shield capture that feeling spectacularly because you're in a stadium for every gym except one. And then the Elite Four, there is no Elite Four. You get a tournament against trainers and then you do gym leaders because they're higher ranked and then the champion.
Yeah, that is kind of a cooler way to do it.
It did actually have a great
and the DLC was
feel.
Also really nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's that's gonna be interesting. Look forward to more Switch 2 content. Look forward to us.
That's going to be our break into gaming content.
Yeah. We're gonna run the midness of Mario Kart World. That's gonna be the first game that we play,
and then we're all gonna become Pokemon trainers.
Yeah. Before you know it, we're gonna be running back through Pokemon.
So there it is.
Stay tuned. It's a good console. Give it time.
Yep.
Give it time.
Switch 2. There you go.
Hey, we did it. We did it, boys.
And with that, we have reached the. You guys are fucking useless. We are Critical Hits, and that was our Nintendo Switch. I'm redoing it. That was our Nintendo Switch episode. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell to get your notifications. Catch us weekly in one way, shape, or form for your weekly hit of crit. Find us on all your favorite podcast platforms. YouTube at KritTUBE. Finally did that right. Twitter at KritHitOfficial.
See, that's it. You just gotta be fed up with life, and then you'll be able to get yours.
I'm just fed up with you guys. I'm gonna go fucking play some Switch. Sound effects.